Okay, this is my audience.
On its way.
I know. Okay, so according to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, about 60% of students between the ages of 18 and 22 drank alcohol in the past month. So yes, you heard me correctly. I said between the ages of 18 and 22, which means about half those individuals were participating in underage drinking. Underage drinking is becoming increasingly prominent in the United States, mainly within the college-age students, because as soon as students turn 18, they're told that they need to start behaving and acting like adults, and many people associate that with drinking alcohol. However, the drinking age is still 21 and not 18. I see firsthand how prominent drinking alcohol is in college because I am a college student. This is why I think the drinking age should be lowered to 18. Lowering the drinking age to 18 is important because if society is going to deem us as an adult when we turn 18, then it just makes sense that we should be able to make our own decisions about drinking alcohol at 18 as well. So today I'm going to be discussing why I think the drinking age should be lowered to 18, specifically because majority of college students are already drinking alcohol. 18 is the legal age of adulthood. Lowering the drinking age will decrease the amount of unsafe drinking activity. And lastly, lowering the drinking age will allow for more lives to be saved. The first point that I'm making is that the majority of college students are already drinking alcohol even though the drinking age is 21. So this just shows that the law isn't stopping underage drinking from happening. According to the Washington Post, research shows that about 80% of students drink alcohol. So that's way more than half. I know this is true. In my first semester, I took sociology, and my teacher asked us, how many of you drink alcohol? As I'm looking around, I noticed that way more than half, I would say about 90% of the students raised their hand to this question. However, she then followed up by asking us, how many of you are 21? And as I'm looking around for the second time, I can estimate that only about 10 people in my class of about 100 people raised their hand. So this just shows that the law isn't stopping underage drinking from happening, and if people want to drink, they're going to find a way to drink. In fact, drinking within individuals 18 to 20 years old is fairly common in college, and most people will have their own run-in with alcohol before they even turn 21. In the US, 18 is the age of adulthood. When you turn 18, you finally get a bunch of rights. Some of those are you can vote, you can buy tobacco, you can serve on juries, you can get married, you can be prosecuted as an adult, and you can even enlist in the military. According to the Army Recruiting Office, over one fiscal year, the average enlistment age for the active Army is 20 years old. So, like I said, when you turn 18, you have the right to enlist in the military, so that gives you the right to fight for your country and potentially even die for your country. But at that same point, you're not even allowed to make your decisions about drinking alcohol. If society is going to tell us that we're adults when we turn 18 and give us all these responsibilities, like we can vote or get prosecuted as an adult, then to me it just makes sense that we should be able to make our own decisions about drinking alcohol when we turn 18 as well. Another point is that by lowering the drinking age to 18, this will decrease the amount of unsafe drinking activity that goes on. Allowing 18 to 20-year-olds to drink will give us a safe and regulated environment with supervision, and that environment will decrease the amount of unsafe drinking activity that goes on. In the US, when people turn 21, they finally get access to bars and clubs and certain restaurants. And when they do that, that provides a safe environment with surveillance so they can make good decisions and are encouraged to make good decisions. But if you're underage and want to drink, you're going to find a way to drink, but you might not always find those ways in good places. According to the student perspective on college drinking, most underage drinking in college happens in fraternity houses, house parties, and athletic houses. So, like I said, if students want to drink, they're going to find a way, but it might not always be in safe environments like frat houses or house parties. So by lowering the drinking age to 18, people will be able to consume alcohol in safe places, such as bars and clubs, with supervision, so they'll make good decisions and that will be encouraged. The last point that I'm going to be making is that lowering the drinking age might actually save more lives. Last semester, I went to a presentation at Emmons Auditorium called Rachel's First Week. During Rachel's first week, a mom talks about how her daughter went to IU and didn't really have a great experience. Her daughter, and her name is Rachel, in her first week called Welcome Week, she decided to get drunk, which isn't uncommon in college because your first week is called Welcome Week, and that's usually when a lot of drinking alcohol happens. So Rachel goes out with her friends, and she drinks a lot of alcohol, and she gets drunk, and she falls down a flight of stairs. Her friends at that point aren't sure if they should call for help because they're not really sure if anything's wrong with her, but they've also been drinking alcohol. So they decide to take her back to her dorm and let her sleep it off. This is a picture of Rachel, and her friends thought if they just took her back to her dorm and let her sleep it off, that she'd be fine in the morning. But 18 years old, she didn't wake up the next morning because her friends didn't call for help when she really needed it. According to the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, about 1,825 college students between the ages of 18 and 24 die from alcohol-related deaths every year. Alcohol-related deaths, like Rachel's, can be avoided or cut down if the drinking age is lowered to 18, because then more students will be likely to call for help when they think they need it without being afraid that they'll get in trouble or persecuted as an adult because they've been drinking. So in conclusion, there's a lot of reasons why the drinking age should be lowered to 18. Some of the reasons I discussed with you today was that a majority of college students are already engaging in drinking alcohol, and the law isn't stopping them from doing so. Also, the national age for adulthood is 18, and at that time you can vote, you can even enlist in the military, but you aren't given the right to make your decisions about drinking alcohol. I also talked about how by lowering the drinking age, this will decrease the amount of unsafe drinking activity because this will give college students a safe and surveillance area for them to drink. The last point that I made was that drinking alcohol at 18 will actually save more lives because people will be able to make smart decisions about drinking alcohol. So like I said, there's a lot of reasons why the drinking age should be lowered to 18. But I hope that after this presentation, we can all agree that this change needs to be implemented. Thank you. Okay, here's my audience.
Good job, man.
Thanks.